Hello everyone and welcome back to today's video. In this video, I will be spending 7 days playing TDS. Before we begin, shout out to Propellers, as I'm taking direct inspiration from his 7 days video. But instead of starting new, I will be doing it for stats. So without further ado, let's begin day 1 of 7. For the first game, I loaded in, and thankfully nobody left, and so I went to override the map to get crossroads, of which we picked. One of my teammates went to change his loadout, of which turned out to be very good. Once we loaded in, we all picked Fallen mode, the hardest base game mode. I started the match like usual, farming around until I could get Excel. One of my teammates started with a crook boss, which was decent for early game, and the best part was it's a Valentine's skin, which I think is rare. Don't fact check that. After a ton of farming, I noticed a new tower had been placed, and it was the Jester, a strong range splash damage tower, which would be great for mid-game. A while later, I noticed another new tower had been placed where the crook boss was. It was a cowboy, a strong, far-range, double-tap tower. That would be a big help. Eventually, after multiple waves of straight farming, I could finally get the Excel. Well, that will be an issue, but I just sold it and replaced it after more farming. The Excel was in a good position. The rest of the match carried on perfectly fine, and game 1 was a victory. Now with 1 game down, just a few more light ahead in day 1. As I loaded in, I realized I was a bit late, but it should be fine. I overrided the map again to put us into another crossroads go. Once loaded in, I initially voted for Molten, but the team instead picked Fallen. I once again started the game like normal, farming until I could get Excel. I went to check out our starting towers and was met with a warden. A stunning, strong, and powerful tower, and also one of my favorite in-game towers. I'll give you 3 guesses my skin for the warden. Comment your pick below. After a while I noticed we had a new tower, the Golden Soldier. The G-Soldier is a strong counterpart to its normal, and is like the cowboy, but can shoot more sporadically. After continuing with the Excel, I sunk the rest of the game, upgrading our defense until eventually we won, putting me at 2 wins out of 2 games, which was great. Now for the final game of day 1. When I first joined in, I immediately noticed one of our teammates was missing, so we would have to go on without him. We decided to play on a hard map, instead of crossroads on Fallen mode, which would be tough to beat. One of our players started with a Golden Scout, which was powerful, but not enough to sustain some Fallen waves, as we would soon leave. Soon we would get to Golden Scouts, but it still wouldn't be enough, so I had no choice but to delay the Excel. Because you can place an Excel if you're dead before then. Once I had enough money, I placed a mortar. And to sum everything up, it was a hard-fought battle, but in the end we pulled it off. In total, we ended day 1 with 3 games and 3 wins to give us a score of 100% and 100 coins and 525 XP earned, so it was a profit-filled day. Now for day 2. When I loaded in, I checked out everyone's loadouts, of which were very strong and would hopefully lead us to a win. After seeing what everyone brought, I decided to change my loadout, but did not realize that we were about to go into a game. I was picking what to bring, but then not the best way to start day 2. But it was okay, because I didn't really need the mortar anyways. Once again, I started farming for Excel like every other map. Once I had the Excel, the game was pretty easy. But this wouldn't last for long. We won easily, but things would go dark very fast. The first loss of the week. We couldn't hold up our early game defense and eventually fell victim to the hiddens. I wish we could have gone the whole week with one single loss. But nothing ever lasts forever. Hopefully, this won't happen too much more through the challenge, but we can't be certain. Well, things turned out to be a lot better on the final game. We took out the fallen boss easy, giving me another win. In total, I played 3 games, but only won 2, but we still made an earning of 1,500 coins and about 300 XP, so the earnings were still good and the day was still a good one. So now what shall lie ahead in day 3? Well, we're about to find out. But first, I would like to ask if you could like and subscribe, cause I'm a small channel with big ideas. You don't have to, but if you could, it would be very appreciated. Thank you, and now no more waiting. It's time for day 3.
I'm waiting, I'm waiting,
I'm waiting, I'm waiting. We're waiting, we're waiting.
So since I'm lazy, and this video probably won't do good, and to save time, I'll just speed through day 4. Game 1 was very close, and I thought we would lose. But somehow we survived to get us our first WI. Before we go to game 2, you may have noticed my loadout. It's a new one that I'll use through the rest of the challenge. Anyways, game 2 was a lot better as we crushed the fallen boss fast, giving us another win. Game 3 was also a win, meaning that we went 3 for 3 for 2,100 coins and 375 XP, which was very good, just like day 1. Now let's see what day 4 brings us. To start day 4, we had a teammate placed down. A Syro Manger which can't do damage. Soon he left, and we nearly died. But we clutched with some crook bosses and my militant. And while there were some close calls, we managed to get the win somehow. Now you'd think I'd start talking about the other games. But there aren't any. I just didn't feel the best, and I forgot about it, so I only played 1 game that day. But I did play more games. I think the only way game 1 can be described as follows. And I quote, chaos. But even though 2 people left and 1 came back on, I think wave 36 or 37, we pulled it off. Don't ask me how, I won't answer. Well, at least game 2 was easier, so now let's cap it up. For day 5 I played 2 games and won both, giving me 1,200 coins and 250 XP, so in the end, it was a good day. So now let's go to day 6 of 7. As I started day 6, it immediately went south as one of our teammates left, leaving us 1 short and decreasing our chances of winning. Our starting defense looked very bad, so I wasn't expecting a win. And my thoughts would be right. Well, it was a loss for game 1. I could only hope game 2 would be better. Well, it was bound to happen due to both my teammates leaving, and the last one being a bot, giving a sour ending to day 6 as I played 2 games, and lost both, giving me 1,200 coins and 250 XP. Day 7 went off with a bang in our first match. Our starting defense wasn't the best, but we got back up and smashed the fallen boss, giving me a victory. Getting a win here was a huge morale boost after the chaos. That was day 6. Hopefully game 2 will be the same as this one. In the next game, not only did I win, but my team and I destroyed the boss in seconds, giving me my second win. Now it's on to the final game of the video. The fallen boss came out, and I watched as we disintegrate its health and easily won. To cap off the final day, I went out with a bang, playing 3 games and winning them all, in addition to gaining 2100 coins and 375 XP. Well everyone, that's the end of this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, I would appreciate it a ton. Also, if you finish the video, comment potato, and once again thank you for watching. Making this video was long but fun, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.